Hey, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and welcome to Mail Monday, a weekly series that's not so much about the game, but instead is about your letters and my answers to them. Let's get started. Dear Woody, I'm a huge fan of Mail Monday. Anyway, the other day my friends and I were talking about our school's homecoming. Last year they said it was really fun and that they danced with a bunch of girls they didn't know. Well, this year I want to go to homecoming with this one girl. I haven't asked her yet, but I'm working on it. The problem is that I'm not a good dancer. I'm having dance unit in PE right now. That's gym class, physical education, with the girl, but I know for a fact that no one is going to dance the dances that we're learning. My friends also told me that they got woodies when the girls were grinding on them. I've never been able to grind though, so is it okay if I get a woodie? Please respond, or I don't care if it's on Mail Monday, keep up the good work. P.S. Do you have any ideas on how to ask a girl to homecoming? Yeah, let's get started. So first of all, for my viewers that are either too young to know what homecoming is, or maybe they're international, here's the deal. Usually when kids go back to school, it's the first home football game of the year, or maybe the first home football game after an away game. That's homecoming. It's usually like a big deal, and they put on like a bigger parade and stuff. Sometimes there's a beauty pageant, sometimes there's a dance associated with it, but it's early in the school year. They do these different events to raise school spirit. That's what homecoming is. It sounds a little silly to explain it, but it's American tradition. It's been going on forever. That's the deal. And apparently his school holds a dance at homecoming. And let's get started. Oh, by the way, I can't help but notice I've had a lot of penis issues on Mail Monday. But where else are you going to get these answers? Whatevs. Let's answer. I did pick this one, by the way, because I thought there would be a lot of people in this same situation, wondering how to handle their dance. That's what made me pick it, not because I'm somehow fascinated by penises. How to ask her. My advice? Soon. That's how you ask her. It doesn't have to be a big show. It doesn't have to be anything. If you just go up to her and say, you know what? I'm pretty excited about homecoming. Will you come with me? That's all you need to do. It's not like a marriage proposal where forever they'll be asking you the story of how you invited someone to a dance. So just ask her before somebody else does. That's all you need to do. As far as how to dance, look, you are not going to somehow turn her on with your dancing skills. You're not going to bring this thing over the top and just bring it home so big that all of a sudden you're the quarterback of the high school football team or whatever. What you actually do need to pull off is you need to look like you're fun. You need to be having a good time. You need to, put your hands in the air and dance if you need to. Move around. The circle dances are usually, easy to join in terms of like social resistance, and there's really low expectations. But mostly, keep your chin up. Don't be ashamed of who you are, and enjoy yourself at the dance, and you'll make it easier for her to enjoy herself at the dance too. That's your goal. It's not to be some super pimp awesome dancer. It's to look like someone who enjoys dancing. That's it. As far as the grinding thing goes, I didn't really know. So I called my wife, and I was like, what happens if, like you're a girl, what happens if you discover that your high school guy has a boner while you're dancing? Like, is that a really negative thing? Like, what's going on there? And she's like, yeah, that's not good. So if you're grinding on a girl and you're in high school and you're not having any kind of reaction, then you're pretty far ahead of the pack. Most high school guys are struggling to keep that thing under control in biology class, let alone at a dance with contact. So look, I see where you're coming from. But it sounds like to her, your objective is to hide this thing. Don't go poking her with it through her pants or skirt or whatever it is she was wearing. So there you have it. That's the girl's perspective. If there are any girls, I'm calling out to the 3.5% that watch this channel. Let us know. Like, is this a big social faux pas? Or do girls have, a basic understanding of anatomy and understand that, like, they're not trying to be rude. They're not trying to get you into bed. They just, got a little hot because you're being a little hot by grinding on them. Let me know what the vibe is, because it's been a while since I've been to a high school dance. In the interest of time, I'm going to paraphrase this one a little bit. My girlfriend and I have been dating all summer, and it's gotten really serious. We split off into different colleges or universities if you're international. And her university has a lot of guys in it. Mine has a lot of girls in it. And I'm getting kind of jealous. I'm not at all interested in a sharing relationship, just like you wouldn't be interested in sharing your wife. Should we just break up? I don't know what to do. I used to do this video series where I had advice for high school freshmen and college freshmen, which I feel like I maybe was too late for this time. But in it, I covered just this thing, what to do with your high school girlfriend. And the like, I don't mean to doom you, but the overwhelming majority of these relationships break up. You know, there'll be somebody nearby. I don't know if you'll be first or if she'll be first, but typically, you know, what you really, really loved and found great about this person, the memory of that fades to some extent. And then there's somebody there right next to you who also seems wonderful or attractive or whatever. And most people, when they split off into different colleges, break up with their high school sweethearts. It's kind of painful, but that's the way that it goes down. I feel like you're maybe a realist in this thing, and you're already kind of starting to recognize that. You're already at this stage where you're like, man, you know, is this thing even gonna work? Like, we dated for a couple of months, and we love each other, but now we're split off, and there's all these other temptations, and maybe you're coming to the realization, but not quite ready to admit that, you know, you probably won't maintain a long-distance relationship over the next 4 years and, you know, pull this thing off and get married at the end of college. So I'm not saying that you need to cut it off really quickly or anything. One thing that happens is a lot is come Thanksgiving, when everybody comes home again, you kind of realize that, you know, it's not the same as it used to be. But yeah, that's my advice, is to kind of let it play out as it will play out. I wouldn't necessarily go kill it, but I would also start to recognize that the kind of relationship you have, a high school sweetheart sort of thing, is often doomed when people go to separate colleges. Sorry. Now this one, on the other hand, I have to read. I'm 15 and I have a serious problem. After school, 3 of my friends and I, so two girls, 2 guys, wanted to party. We went to our spot with 2 bottles of vodka and started having fun. After a few hours, the other guy and I were totally drunk. The girls weren't, though. They probably had a head on their shoulders. I couldn't remember everything. The next day, the girls filled in the gaps in my memory. It was about 4 p.m. and we were walking around, and after a moment we met some workers and we were trying to act normal, but my friend started being aggressive. I was trying to explain that he's just sick, but they called the police. I can't remember most of this, but the girls told me that I got away with them while my friend was caught by the police. They said that I came back to save him. I could just picture this drunken idiot going back to save him. I failed, probably because I fell on the ground. So the police took me too, and while I was trying to explain that I was sober, they took us to the hospital for a few hours. Nice, nice. I called my mother, who picked me up from the hospital, but that's not the end of the story. The worst thing is that I'll probably have a court case, and my parents will never trust me again. The most important thing in my life was meeting with my friends. I won't be able to meet with them for the remaining school year. I can only see them at school, and they're the only thing keeping me up. Now, every time I have a meal, my parents just start talking about how stupid I am. I lost everything and I need your help. Will my parents ever trust me again? Will people just forget after a month, a year? In one of your videos, you told me about a similar situation, so hopefully you'll be able to help me. All right, you've come to the right place. As a current parent and a former idiot, I am more than qualified to help you with this problem. Here's the deal. Your parents will forget in a couple of months. You need to earn their trust back. If you keep being an idiot, you will continually remind them that you are an idiot. So the whole, you know, drinking at 15 years old, getting bottles of vodka and misbehaving and stuff, that really has to stop, right? You got to be done with that if you want to rebuild your trust. And you do want your parents' trust, because trust is the cornerstone of freedom. You know, if you want to be able to, you know, go to a party and dance with girls, if you want to be able to take someone to a high school dance, if you want to do any of these fun things, then your parents have to trust you that you're not, you know, grabbing bottles of vodka with girls in some dirt parking lot, misbehaving and getting arrested by the police. Their trust is essential to your freedom. That's the deal. If you start acting well, you know, roll in some good grades, right? One report card can completely change their feelings about how good a kid you are. A couple responsible acts, keeping your clean room, being the super version of you is going to turn this around faster than just, you know, being the normal version of you. And the last thing, and here's your ace in the hole. As a parent, it is a pain in the ass to sit there and be angry at your kids all the time. To remember that you can't do things that make them happy. To remember that you have to be this oppressor, totalitarian dictator and double the dick and dictator. Like, to be that guy isn't much more fun for your parents than it is for you. Your job at this point is to enable them to forgive you. And if you do that, then this thing will all happen and fast forward and you'll be in good shape. All right, if you're still here, if you like the video, perhaps you can click like for me. I always appreciate it when you do. In the top right corner, subscribe annotations aren't working, so I can take you to my channel and you can subscribe from there. 2 videos you may have missed. On the left, Win a Vacation of a Lifetime, you can check that out. Some guys are saying there's audio issues, but I'm trying to figure that out. And on the right, you could try the Black Ops 2 Create a Class tool right now. Someone built this tool online, Google Docs, etc., and allows you to see how the Pick 10 system really works. It's pretty neat, so have a good day.